Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm here today. My name is Azita, as many of you guys know, with another program of Success Spotlight. Basically, I wanted to ask you guys, do you know what is success? What is success means to you? I have the best definition of success, and I got it from like the Earl Nightingale. I think he says it beautifully. Basically, he says success is a progressive realization of a worthy idea. Success is a progressive realization of the worthy idea. And I want you guys to think about it for a second. What is the worthy idea to you? What is that idea that you're spending your life on it to make it come true? And so many of us think like, okay, like I have to have something to be successful. I have to achieve something to be successful. But if you look at like what he says like it's a progressive realization. So every day that we go towards something that we want in life, we are successful. We don't have to get it. We can use the journey. So basically, you have to see like what way you are in and what are you trading your life for. Is that thing that you want to get to, is it really that important? Is it worth it that you're spending your life on it? Just I wanted you guys to think about it. Actually, this program is a little bit different because I have a partner that we work together and he has like another show in Success Spotlight. And I wanted to ask him to come on this show with me to share some information to see like who are these two hosts of the Success Spotlight. So I want to bring Ray in and let's have him on the call. Maybe he's not there yet. Okay, okay. Um, as like the backstage they're getting ready, maybe there is some technical difficulty. I wanted to talk to you guys about your goal and other things. When we say like we want to be successful, we want to have like these things, that this idea that we want to get to it. So first thing we need to decide, it's our goal. What goal do we have? What is our goal? For example, I want to like teach you guys a little bit about goal and what is goal. We can have many different goals, but is it just worth it? The way that I said like earlier. So we want to know our goal. Is it like that that thing that we want to trade our life for? Is it worth it to go after? Because for example, if you bought a car before and you say like, okay, a few years ago I bought a car and now you want to change your car. That's a goal too. It's okay, but there is no growth to attached to it. Basically, for a few years you knew how to do it. Or another example, like you've done something before and you want to do it again. So when there is no growth attached to it, basically, um, um, sorry, they're telling me that and got disconnected. So basically, when there is no growth attached to it, so it doesn't consider as a goal. Another thing I want to tell you, there is like, they call that like a A-type goal, something we know how to do. Then there is another type of goal. It's called B-type goal. B-type goal is this. Many of us, when we want to set a goal, we do this. Okay, if this happens, that happens, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and if I can do this, then I'm going to reach my goal. So they call that like B-type goal. There is a little bit of growth, but there is no inspiration to go after something like that. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Get something that you really love to do, not something that you have to do. Let me give you guys example of like a B-type goal. B-type goal is something that you bought a house before and now you want to change it. Maybe like if you get this money, if you get this loan, if this is gonna happen, then you're gonna buy like a little bit bigger house. Or in your business, so you want to improve your business and you say like you had like this shop and now you want to open another one, and if everything that you think is going to go together, then you can do something. This is an example of the B-type goal. It's good, it's going to make us grow, but it's boring. There is no inspiration attached to it. Like you don't want to like wake up in the morning and go after it. But there is another type of goal that I want to talk to you guys. And I want all of my audience, at least like in the Success Spotlight, to have a C-type goal. What is your C-type goal? C-type goal is your fantasy. When we were a little kid, they were telling us, like, don't fantasize. Like, what are you looking at? Are you daydreaming? And now you're an adult. You're not allowed to daydream. But I want you guys to daydream because we're not in this planet to work and make a living. Even though it's important, yes, I know you have to feed your kids or like you have to have a job or something. It's good to make your bed, but like, what are you really in this life for? um, that's a C-type goal. You need to think about it. You need to just like relax. I have a suggestion for you guys. Maybe like one afternoon, just relax, have a cup of tea, grab a glass of wine, and just sit by yourself and think about like what is that bold, beautiful dream that you like to have in your business, in your relationship. What is that you really want to have? Imagine two things like if money wasn't an issue and time wasn't an issue, how would you spend your day? Think about it. You might gonna tell me, Azita, I don't have the money to think the way that you're telling me to think. I don't have the time. I need to go to work. But I know, I understand all this. It's okay. But just give yourself permission to think a little bit. Just you can fantasize it. You can just think about it, right? Just I want you to think, what is that you want? And that's going to be your C type goal. And you don't need to know how you're going to get it because, for example, you're going to tell me, like, I want that car that is like 10 times like out of my budget, or I want that beautiful house, or I want to open a charity, I want to open another business. And you basically, you don't have any idea how to get there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want you to think about. So basically, that's another goal. That's a C type goal that I wanted to know. That's your fantasy. Basically, you'd have no idea how you're going to get there. And that's a trick. You don't need to know how. Because the minute that you make a decision, but not any decision, committed decision, everything's going to line up that is going to make you to get to your dream. Promise. I promise you. So basically, I want to encourage you guys to go after your fantasy, after go after your dream. And you don't need to know how. How is not your part. You just need to know the first step. Just start it. Just make a committed decision and go after it. And decision is not like many of other decisions you already made in your life. Committed decision. Committed decision means like it's not on a sand, it's on a cement. So whatever happens, I'm gonna go after it and nothing's gonna stop me. Okay, now let's bring Anne on the line and talk to him. Hi, Anne, how are you? Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me on. It's great to be on the show.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about like because I see your program. I'm a fan actually, and I'm following you on Instagram, and I love the way that you see you're growing and you're making other businesses grow. And to me, you're one of the successful people. And in this program, we talk to successful people. Basically, I wanted you to like introduce yourself, even though everybody they know you, and tell us a little bit about your background because I heard you were in like a medical field and then you switched to social media and now you're helping other businesses. So I want our audience to know exactly who you are, what do you do, and how do you help people?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, well, my name's Raymond On, and I'm a Korean American. I grew up in Orange County in the city of Brea. And so, growing up, I was, one of the few Asians among mostly Caucasian people. And, growing up, I thought I'd go into the medical route. Like, my dad's a dentist, my uncle's a chiropractor. So I thought, hey, like, I think the medical route is where I'm going to head towards. But, having studied medicine and having gone to medical school, I really didn't find passion in that. I felt like I wanted to do something more with my life. And so I left to pursue entrepreneurship and social media full time because I saw that, the new trend and wave is social media, right? Everyone's moving towards social media, everyone's moving online, and even during this quarantine we see that a lot more people are realizing the value of moving online, right? And so I started learning on my own how to grow Instagram accounts. I've grown over 1 million followers on my own, and I pretty much helped other people build their
Wow.
brands, their businesses on Instagram. I've grown my page to over 80K. Back before, it was really hard to grow the account, And so yeah, since then I've worked with a lot of different like companies and personal brands and people just who want guidance on Instagram. And so I also started a podcast interviewing like successful social media influencers and entrepreneurs who have built successful brands off of social media. And so through all those interactions and through putting myself out there, it's definitely not a conventional Asian route, but it was just kind of the route that I chose to learn on my own. And I think the best experience is from personal experience. And so, personally, I've been learning how to make things go viral, or how to get people to engage, or how to reach out to people, right? All these things I did on my own. And the
Wow.
podcast, no one really has started one in my family. And so it's just been a journey of learning more about who I am, what I want to do. And I'm still on that journey today. But basically I help people, usually 6 to 7 figure entrepreneurs, build their personal brands on social media, because a lot of them want to build an online presence. They just don't know how to get their message out there. So I help entrepreneurs, personal brands get clear on their message and create content so that it would attract their ideal customers and ideal audience, and also help them with growth, with engagement, with consulting, all of that for the entrepreneurs.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Actually, like before I go to my next question, I wanted to ask you something. Like basically, you're an immigrant and I'm an immigrant too. So, and I know from our family, our background, especially the family that you had, like you said, your dad was dentist, another family member was chiropractor. So, those family member, they want you to stay in like what is like safe, like being a doctor, those things like doctor, lawyer, engineer. So I want to know, like when you started this new business, did you have your family support at the beginning? How did they support you, or your friend, or what did other people they tell you?
Yeah, so at the beginning, when I left medical school, basically my parents, they just wanted me to be happy, right? And so a lot of them, they were kind of busy with their own life. So I kind of had the freedom to do what I wanted, which is good. And they kind of, trusted me and let me do my own thing for a while. So they didn't really know what I was doing, and they were also just busy doing their work and their things. So I had the freedom to explore. Some Asian parents might not give any freedom at all to their children to figure out what they want to do. And a lot of them
Okay.
do it out of security, right? Like for example, my grandpa said that you need to get a license if you want to be paid well and you want to have a good living. And so I totally understood where he's coming from, and but they also gave me enough freedom to try what I wanted to do, and that's what's been able to help me, meet all these people and experience all these things I wouldn't have been able to if I didn't have that freedom. And so, um, yeah,
That's
so they were
amazing.
supportive, but yeah.
That's amazing. You're one of the odd that you were one of the lucky people that you had your family support, and most of the people they don't have that. And do you have like if somebody wants to try something different than what their family wants and they don't have that support, what is your message for them?
Yeah, if they don't have, I think this is kind of what Gary Vee says too a lot. It's like if you're not happy with what you're doing, and you know that like if you feel like every day you go to work and you feel like you're dying, or you feel like it's like torture for yourself, then maybe it's really time to reconsider, instead of just working for just to get a living, to really reconsider and think about what you want. I think the biggest thing for me was like I don't know what it is that I want, and so for me I needed to have my own time to discover, different things, like try out new things for me to know who I was and what I want. And so I'm still doing that to this day. And so for me, it's just constantly learning and growing and improving. But yeah, and I also wanted to ask, how about yourself? Like, did you have the support of your parents, like doing what you're doing today, and what was your
Um,
journey like?
Actually, since I'm grown up, like now, I don't care for like with this mindset that I have, I don't care for other support. Yes, people they support you, but they at the same time, I think like when we want to change, maybe our family, our friend, they support us, but they support us to the limit. Because like if we're still there and we are still the same person, they like us to be. But like if we like change, they don't want us to change because they want us to they want to keep us in that circle, and that's what I think. whenever we want to change from one career to another, or from one it doesn't matter, one relationship to another one, people they like to keep us in the same thing, even though they say you have my 100% support, but maybe they're not going to really support you, even though they want you to be successful, but they don't want to let you go because they are in their comfort zone, and like going out of that comfort zone is not easy for everybody. That's how I look at it.
So what did you
As
have to do to get outside of your comfort zone for you?
Basically, for me, for a while, I was a stylist for such a long time, and then I realized I want something more in my life, and it wasn't satisfying. It wasn't there is the fulfillment. It wasn't there, and nothing against like being a stylist. Is There's so many stylists that are my friend, and they love what they do. But basically, for me, because each one of us we have different personality. For me, it wasn't that satisfying, and I wanted more from life. The one that you said, I wanted to have freedom, like to do whatever I want to do, to like read whatever I want to read. That's why I started like going to the seminar, self-development, and then I fall in love with this material. And I said like, okay, someone touched my life and they changed my life, and maybe I'm able to do the same thing for others. So basically, that's how I came to this business.
Awesome. Yeah, as a life coach, right? As a life coach and
Yes,
specialist.
many people might not know what I do. Basically, I'm a business consultant and life coach. I help like individual and businesses to get from where they are to where they want to be. Basically, I was just telling about to our audience about goals. Like, I want people to set the new standard for themselves. Like, whatever they see, make it like 3 times more, 10 times more, and see where you see yourself in the future. So, because we're trading our life for this, so we have to see what is that we love to do. The same thing
Hmm.
with you, and I
Awesome.
love that you love doing what you're doing. And one thing I wanted to ask you, because I saw like you're saying to people, start like your Instagram, TikTok, these things, but many people they're not so advanced with the technology, and maybe for like a little bit older people that they think they're not good with social media, what is your message for them?
I think it doesn't matter like how old you are. Like there's people like Gary Vee who's in his 50s and he has like a couple million followers. So I feel like, it's important to get yourself out there. I think I said this in the last episode. Like many people are afraid to get onto social media because of what people will think, because they think, "Oh, I'm too old," or "I'm too, this or that." But if you never put yourself out there and try, then you'll never be able to learn and grow from that. And so for those who are like counting themselves out, I would just say, hey, just try to just put a piece of content like maybe once or twice a week, and maybe get the help of your kids. Get your kids to help you learn how to use it, and just explore and have fun with it. Like I don't think there should be so
That's
much
a good
pressure
one.
in terms of what if I don't get followers, or what if people think I look stupid or not cool enough. It's like, no, you're doing it for yourself to learn. So even if you think you're too old, just don't discount yourself and just give it a try and see what that will do, what that will be like.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Actually, I think one of the fear that all of us has, or like many people, is like we're thinking like what other people think. So you mentioned that. That's amazing. Yeah, because most of the time we don't do the things that we like to do in life because we're afraid like what other people might think of us, or we might gonna make a fool of ourselves. So yeah, that's one of the reason. And you mentioned Gary Vee, and whoever is like following Gary Vee, I want and they're watching us live right now, I have something to tell you because Gary Vee, he's going to be on TikTok today from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. PST time, and he's raising money for people that they are hungry. So whoever after this show they have a time, if they can pop up in TikTok, and if you can donate $1, $2, whatever, that would be amazing. Because I think sometimes like giving is receiving. So you give it, and universe gives it back to you.
Hmm. Awesome. Yeah, 9 a.m. So that's tomorrow morning.
No, today, actually today. And right now it's already
Nice.
started since 9 a.m. Now we have like few more hours if somebody's in is interested. He's gonna be on
Awesome.
TikTok. You can just place it with your Apple Pay, you can pay. I did my share, so I encourage everybody to do it. I'm one
Awesome.
of his
Yeah.
follower.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
um,
Yeah.
what one thing I want to ask you, like, why did you become part of like a success spotlight, and what does success means to you?
I joined originally. One of my friends invited me to it, and I wanted to pretty much highlight. I've been doing podcasting, and I've been highlighting people who are successful and like their stories. And so the main reason was to hear about people's stories and like where they're at, and just to be learning from other people. And pretty much what drew me to it was to put myself, I guess, to be more, consistent in terms of podcasting, like interviewing, and also putting myself out on camera, which I've been doing, through the podcast, but mainly just to learn from other people, hear their stories, and see their background, where they came from, and how they became who they are today.
That's amazing. Actually, that's very good. So you get to know all these beautiful people that they're making changes. And now that you interviewed all these successful people, one thing I want to ask you, what do you think is the common denominator of success from their point of view?
The common point of success, I would say, is that they weren't afraid to try new things, and also they were also very consistent, obviously, in what they were doing, and they put in the work even when they didn't feel like it, which is, I feel, a lot of people don't want to put in the work. They only want to clock in and out when it's work time, but they were willing to put in the work when other people weren't, and so that's why they're at where they are today.
Yes, yes, that's very true. Actually, one of the common denominator of success is like a working habit and like doing the things that other people they don't do. And another things that I think, as you mentioned, it's a persistence. You have to have a persistence in order to get to the results that you want to get. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
What do you think are the common denominators for success in your view?
I think like common denominator of success as or like it depends on your business. For example, like for my own business, it's like calling habit, contacting habit, working habit, persuading habit. So all these things that together uh, it's like if I do that, I'm gonna become successful. It doesn't matter because like sometimes we put time limit when we do something and we don't see the result, we think it's not working. I'm sure when you started your Instagram, you didn't have the 1 million follower at the beginning, but you didn't say, oh, this is not working. Maybe 1 week you didn't get any, but you just put the work in and then and then you get the result. Sometimes I compare this to people. Imagine somebody is pregnant and they say like, where is the baby, where is the baby, I don't see the baby. But
Hmm.
life has an adjustation period and you need to wait until like it comes to the full bloom. Or same thing for like a fruit. If like we're gonna plant a carrot and like we cannot say like it might gonna take like 12 weeks for the carrot to like we see the actual carrot. We cannot just pull it out every 2 days and say like, where is it, where is it, I don't see it. So
Yeah,
basically this is how we can say we have to have a persistent and we need to like do our part, and then universe
yeah.
does their other part for us.
The universe, nice, nice. Law of attraction, awesome.
Yeah, law of attraction, it works. It works like all the time. It's like law of gravity. We can believe it or not believe it, but it works. But we have to be careful what do we attract? What do we ask? If I'm constantly, for example, saying so many people they make this mistake, I don't have money. I don't have money. So I don't have follower. So what are you saying? You're telling to the universe, I don't have it, and you're just keep affirming and affirming and affirming. And what you're getting in the results, no follower, no money. So we need to
Mm.
change our language and we need to be careful like what we say to ourselves. So
Mm.
those are the
What
important thing I think.
what's been one of the biggest ways you've been able to reprogram your mind? Because I feel people know that they should reprogram it, but they lack the tools. So what are some of the tools that you've used to reprogram your mind?
That's cool. Yes, actually programming. We all have this like mental programming. It's like a programming in a computer, and we call it like paradigm. Basically what it is a multitude of habits that is like given to us at the birth, like with our environment, with our parents, and each one of us we have different program that we if somebody is shy, probably it's because of their parents and their gene, or somebody's like outgoing. It's all our programming. So there, if we want to change and if we want to like set new goal for ourselves, we need to change. And change means like changing those programming, as you said. And it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. So basically, when we want to like change a programming or change a paradigm, we need to start like doing the things like every single day. For example, if I'm a person that I don't like to exercise, but I want to lose weight and I want to do something, I want to have a better body, what I need to do, I cannot just be wishy-washy. I need first to make a decision. And now I have this program that I don't like to go to gym. I don't like to move. I like to eat bad food. So what I need to do every single day, I need to make new decision, basically, and follow it through. Next day, new decision, follow it through, go to gym. Next day again. I have to do it in a, like many days, as many that then it's going to become a routine. The first few days is going to
Mm.
be hard, and then you're going to see one day you're going to open your eyes and you're going to say, oh, I'm doing this automatically. So whatever we want to change in our life, we have to make it automatic in order to stay. Because we have so many good habits and we have so many bad habits. So the basic thing is to change the bad habit with a good habit. That's what we need to do.
Mm.
That's basically
Awesome.
what I teach people. Yeah. I'm not sure, like, let me check the time. I think our time is up.
Hmm.
Thank you so much for being here with me. Any messages you have for our
Yeah.
audience?
Yeah, just if you're not on social already, to make your social profile and to start posting content so people can see more about you, what you have to offer. And I see you are on social, so that's awesome. And to just keep posting content that would be, you know, engaging and relevant for people.
Yes, that's very true. And actually, don't think that you don't have the audience, because, like, whenever they say you start singing, you're gonna have your own audience. So, and there are there might gonna be so many people out there that they need what you're offering. So put it out there and don't be afraid of what other people think. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. And see you guys
Thank you.
next week for another episode of Success Spotlight. Bye bye.
Bye.